All right, almost there. I know that Zoom has a limitation of 100 people, so we'll just quickly do the YouTube live. All right. Okay. All right. So now we were at this part where once we opened our Power BI desktop, like I was saying in the middle, I have already logged in. So you see my name is on the top, but for the people who have not logged in, it would come as collaboration. And to work on Power BI desktop, we really don't need to collaborate right in the beginning. Typically, what happens is we work on the dashboards. Once the dashboards are ready, all the row level securities and everything is applied, then we publish the dashboard to for other people to view, the other people to collaborate with us. For today, we don't need this area at all. So first where we are going to go is the get data. Now why get data is because none of the BI tools are going to store the data. So what they do is they connect to the main source and create the data in the memory. And from there, the entire process starts. So once you click on get data, it is going to open a panel and that shows you how powerful Power BI is right now because it can connect to pretty much any connection, any kind of data source that you can think of. So things like we can connect with a file like Excel, CSV files, JSON files, folders. I have to stop people to intonate on my screen. 1 second. I'm going to clear all drawings. Okay. And more drawings are coming my way. All right, guys, you cannot draw on my screen. Okay, don't draw on my screen, please. All right. So there are various type of file types. Then we have databases, like we have MySQL database, we have the SQL servers, we have Access database, SAP HANA database, where people are storing the data. And then we can also connect with the cloud because it's a Microsoft product. So the cloud is Azure cloud that we're going to use. And then we have online services. So if I want to connect with things like Google Analytics, bring the data directly over here rather than having a static data, this is the place we are going to connect. So today, what file type do we have? Which type of file do we have?
Sir,
CSV.
logbook or
CSV.
CSV.
CSV we have.
It's a CSV. CSV is a text file. Okay. When you click on it, it opens and looks like Excel, but it's not really an Excel file. It's a CSV, means comma separated file. So I'm going to click this and connect. Once I goes to connect, what I'm going to do is go ahead and connect to the data that has been given to us. So all of you can go ahead and connect with the first file. And don't connect with inventory. Let's start with the product file. Select it. And once you click on it, it is going to go and show you a preview of how the file is looking like. Just to check it is correct. So I've got product ID, name, category, cost, and price. And we are going to click on transform data. Okay. Once you're over here, we are going to click on transform data. Can everybody do that and tell me you're ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Ready, ma'am.
So as soon as you click on transform data, it takes you away from your Power BI screen and brings you to something called a Power Query, right? People, you will be amazed that Power Query is behind Excel for a very long time, since 2013, but not too many people are using it or they don't even know about it. It's a very powerful place which helps you in data transformation. Okay. Now, when you're over here, can I repeat the previous step? Absolutely. So I'm going to close this Power Query once. And as soon as you clicked on get data in the very first screen, you would have ended up over here. Are you getting this screen, Priya?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So once you have the screen, you're going to select the file type. So it's going to be a text, and then you click on connect and select the product. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, once we have reached this part, what we are going to do is go to transform data, which what it does is going to move you away from your Power BI file and bring you to something called a Power Query. Now, what is the purpose of Power Query? Power Query is a place in the backend of Excel, in the backend of Power BI, which helps you to clean your data, transform your data, make it more user friendly to your business problem that you need. So over here, I've got the product, and what I have to do very first thing, few checks we are going to do. We can't get into too much depth today, but what we're going to do is check for the data types. So that's the beauty of using a BI tool, that they focus more on the data types, which is kind of missing in Excel. So if you look at the first one, product ID, it is taken as 123 over here because it's a number. However, product ID or any kind of ID that you have in your data sets should ideally be text, right? Why it should be text? Because would you be doing a sum on a product ID, or would you be finding an average of a product ID? Meaning, are we really going to do any kind of summarization on the IDs? No. Think about your college IDs. Nobody is sitting and finding an average of your college IDs. But yes, average of marks would be there, average of age would be there, but not the IDs. So we are going to change this into a text. So once we click over here, you will get text as an option, and we are going to replace current, and this becomes text over here, right? Then product name is a text, good. Category is a text. What about product price and cost? Are they correct or not correct? Are they the right data type? Should it be ABC?
No.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. They should be
No,
numerical.
it should be a numerical data. So, do you know why it is being treated as a text? What is pushing it to become a text? The dollar signs in front. So, whenever we, pick data from CSV files or a PDF file, typically it's not able to differentiate a formatting versus a character. So over here, it's taking it as a character, but it's not a character. Sometimes it happens that once you click over here and make it a whole number, it would change into a number. And sometimes it gives us a error. Like over here, it's giving me an error. So how do I tackle this thing? I'm going to right click and click on replace values. And under replace values, we are going to put a dollar sign and replace it with nothing. Once this is done, now if I go ahead and change it into a whole number, it would work. So can I request everyone to do this step? Right click, replace the values. What are you replacing? Replacing the dollar sign with nothing. Click OK. And once this is done, convert it into a whole number.
Can you repeat? How did you do product ID? How did you change it?
Yes, ma'am. Please repeat it.
Sorry, could you repeat? What did you ask?
I
Somebody,
asked,
Product
yeah.
ID.
Yeah, Unnati, tell me.
can you repeat? How did you change product ID as a
Text.
variable? Yeah,
As a
text.
text. So you see these symbols over here? Once you click on it, it will show you all the data types. All right. And then we convert it into a text.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Ma'am, why are we considering product cost as whole number?
Why are
Because
we? Oh, yeah. That is a good point. It should be decimal, not a whole
decimal,
number.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let us do the change data type as decimal. That is, yeah, this is back. Then we replaced, and then we can go to. So I don't know how many of you, I know you're trying to do it, and probably this is the first time, but I don't know how many of you are watching me that in Power Query, there is nothing called Control Z. So you can't undo what you've done. However, on the right hand side, you see something called applied steps. So under applied steps, if I want to undo any of my steps, I can come over here and cut it, like delete the step. When I delete the step, it reverts back to what you had originally. So everyone done with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know the time is small, short, very short, but my since you're investing 2 hours of Friday for us, so I thought, at least make you go through the entire process. That's why I picked a data set which has little more tables. Otherwise, one table would not have taken too much time. Now, once this is ready, second step is going to be to bring the other sources of data, because only product is not going to help me. Only store is not going to help me. I need three tables together. So how do we do it is we are going to go and click on new source, which again gives me a list of what various data types that I can connect with. So I will go ahead, click text, select sales this time. Order doesn't really matter. And we will do exactly the same thing that we did over here. Click OK. The data is over here. Check for the data types. Are they correct or not? So like I said, any kind of ID has to be there. It has to be a text. So we're going to change this. This is a date. Looks good. Store ID again has to be a text. Product ID has to be a text. See guys, this is a very, very important thing to make sure the data types are accurately done in all the tables, because if I'm not going to do, like, in one if I made it a text, in other it's still a number, then what we do later on called data models, that won't happen.
Ma'am, can you please repeat what changes did in this table?
What I did in this table is that I changed all these store sales ID, store ID, and product IDs to text. Nothing else is required.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Everybody who is on YouTube, do let me know if you have any questions. And Sonia, if possible, I would request you to be on YouTube chat so that if anybody is asking a question, you can pass it on to me on the phone. How did you add the sales part? We are going to add any new source of data under home, new source, and then text and CSV. All right. And the same process. So just like we did for product, we did for sales, now we also have to bring the store data in. So same process, you will go to new source. You will select the text file because all of them are text files. Once done, I'm going to select the store data, click open. And just like last time, click OK. Once uploaded, check the data types. Store ID again has to be a text. Store name is there, store city is there, location is there, opened date is there. So all looks good. Once done, if you could just say done in the chat window, and same in YouTube. If you have any questions, drop the question in the chat. It will come to me. And if you're done, just type in done over there. So Krish done, Shweta, Priyanshu, Vanshika. Done means all the three datas, all the three tables uploaded. All right.
Ma'am, can you repeat how we have got the data?
How
Or
we
the
got the
table?
data, the first one or the second one?
No, the second one.
Second one, new source
Yes, ma'am.
and text CSV file. Okay, once you click on it, it'll ask for where is the file. Got it?
Ma'am, from data setting only?
You are in the Power Query, correct?
Yes, ma'am. You can
And
see there is a data source setting option above.
not the setting option, new source on the left.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Found it? Okay. So I've got a couple of dones. Shaurya, Rakhi done. I see online there is Ankan, Manish, Jatin. Jatin has also said done. All right, perfect. Okay, so Anvi done. All right, let's get started. So, what is the total process? Let me just map it for you first so that you have an overall idea like why so many steps we have to take or what is going to go next. So once we have loaded all the tables, so right now what we did, we have these three tables loaded up, right? Now, um, when the data is sitting in three things and there is a data of store, there is one data of product, and there is a sales data, correct? My handwriting is very bad. The store is not looking like a store at all. Ah, okay. So let's say we have these three things. Now, who remembers what we were trying to solve? What was our main question? What was
It's
the main question you were going to address?
sales.
Which location, right? So if we have to decide where to store, open the next store, what I would like to see is location-wise sales and profit. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I would like to see the sales and profit because not
Yes, ma'am.
just the sales, it is not a complete picture. So I would like to see the revenue as well as the profit over there. The next thing we want to find out is category-wise, pretty much the same thing, but based on various categories. What is the sales and profit? So that again, we can identify which category to go for. And then we were also looking for what is an average, the price of the products being bought. Now, if I have to find category-wise sales and profit, where is the column called categories? In which of the three tables is the column of category? Product, right? So category is over here. Location is over here. And price and cost is over here. Make sense? So how would I get category from one, price and cost from another, and then location? So what we do in such cases, in Power Query, we create something called, we are going to do it Power Query today because in DAX it might take a little more time. So in Power Query, we can do something called merge. What is merge? Have you guys heard about this function of Excel called VLOOKUP?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is the VLOOKUP? Its work is to get data from one table to another table. So we don't have VLOOKUP over here. We have something called a merge. So what we will do is we will bring in the sales table the categories and the location and then do our work. Make sense? So how will we merge? So once you go back to your Power Query, over here, I am going to go to the sales. I want to select this table because this is where I want other data to be there. And I will go on the top in the home tab itself called merge queries. Can you all see merge queries?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we are going little behind on YouTube. I've turned on the YouTube next to me so that I can see the chat as well as what's going on. Now everybody can see merge. So we selected sales. And in sales, we are going to click on something called merge query, which is in the home tab. Once you click on merge queries, it will give you something like this. Just like a VLOOKUP, what you have to tell is the two tables on which you're going to work. Number one. And second thing, you are connecting them based on which ID or which column.
Sales.
Right? Right? So over here, sales, we are going to connect with product. Now, what is common between sales and product?
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you
Yes,
please
Rakhi.
repeat? Can you please repeat?
Yes, please, sure. So we were over here. We selected the sales table. Correct? Then on the top, there is merge queries. Did you find it, Rakhi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so once you click on it, since we selected the sales table, it's given on the top.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we want to get data from product table. So we selected that.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Now what is common between these two? Product ID. Now, if you did not make sure that both the data types are same in both the tables, now is the time we'll start facing problem. So when we have selected the product ID on both, we will click OK. And what it does is, unlike VLOOKUP where you have a column index number, right? You say, I want this column. It brings the entire table over here. But we don't want the entire table because that makes our workbooks very heavy. So if you look at the two arrows over here, once you click on it, you decide what you want. So what I want from this table is only the cost and the price. Because if I have the cost and the price, I can find based on product, what is the cost is there. And I click OK. So you will see product price and product cost are now part of this table. And if I, filter for any of the product ID, let's say product ID 10, wherever product ID 10 appears, the cost and the price is going to be consistent. Right? So I would want everyone to do this merge part so that once this is done, we go in the modeling, and then we get into the visualization. Sumit is done. Guys who are on YouTube, are we done?
Ma'am, what are we doing after clicking on the product ID?
On clicking on the product ID, we did not. Oh, you're talking about the merge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll repeat once again. So we were in sales, we went to merge, and once you picked up merge, you're going to select the table you want to merge with, right? From which table you want? We want from product table. What do we
Product
want?
table.
Cost and price, right? So we are going to select what is a common column? Product ID, and then we clicked OK.
Ma'am, I'm not able to click that OK option.
Did you select product ID on both the sides?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And both the product IDs are left aligned?
No, ma'am. One is
One
right
is
aligned.
left, one is right.
Yes, ma'am.
So remember I told you the data types are important, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So make sure in both the tables your product ID is a text.
Okay, ma'am.
That's what I said. Now you will see the problem. If you did not pay attention to the data type, now we get a problem. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Jatin, no questions. All right. Manish, what about you, Ankan? Any questions? Anybody who's on YouTube, I'm watching the chat. So do let me know if you have any questions. I'm able to see your answers. All right, I see a lot of dones over here. So assuming everyone is done, should I wait? Vriti, Vishal, Shikha, Shivam, Rachit, Manvi, Harsh, Janvi, Archie, Anuj. Done. All right, perfect. Once this is done, we are going to close and load the Power Query. What is close and load? We have done certain changes. We brought certain things over here. Oh, before we go anywhere else, we didn't calculate the sales. So I've got the units, I've got the costs, and I've got the price, but I still don't have sales. And I've also not got the locations, right? So one more step is we're going to go back to merge, and we will now pick the stores. And in stores, we are going to repeat the same thing. We are going to match the store IDs together and get the location of the store. So get the store location and get the store city. Okay. These two columns I want, city and the location. Let's click OK. Again, once this opens up, we are going to uncheck, select city, select location, click OK, and this is done. Right? Let me know if you have merged the city and the location.
Ma'am, can you please repeat it once again?
The merge part. Have you been able to do the first merge, Srishti?
Yeah, ma'am.
All right. Second merge is the same way. click on merge queries. Make sure you've selected sales, because in sales table only we want stuff. So click on the merge queries, and over here select stores. So now we are going to merge between sales and store, right? What is a common key? Store ID is a common key. And then what we want to bring is the store city and the location. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Once you're done with this thing, next step, we have to find our sales. Now, who will tell me what should be, how do we find sales in this table? How would you find sales? I've
Product
been given
price,
price into, yes, Sumit?
units, price
Price
into
into unit. So how do we do that? So everyone, if you could watch my screen once, and I'll give you time to do it. Just watch the screen once. So on the top till now, we were working on the home tab. Right now, we want to create a new column. So we'll go to add column. Under add column, we can do a lot of transformation in the data. And one part of the transformation is creating new columns. So what we want to do is we want units, and then I'm going to press the control key and the price, and I want to multiply that, right? Once I've selected both of them using the control key, I can go to standard and say multiply. Once I do that, towards the very end, it has created a new column, and this is essentially my sales. So just to repeat what I've done, I'll also calculate the cost. So to calculate the cost, what I need is units. I'm holding the control key. I'll select the cost, go to standard and multiply. So now I've got the cost over here. All right.
Ma'am, I will use the product price.
Say that again.
Why we haven't used the product price
We
instead of
did.
cost?
No, we did it for sales. Price we use in the sales, and cost we use the cost, because ultimately we want the profit.
Okay,
Correct,
got
Priya? So
yes.
we will do sales minus cost. Again, one more step, sales minus cost would be there.
Ma'am, after going to add column, where we are going?
After going to add column, make sure you select the column. So we will, what do you want to multiply? Units and price,
And product. Yes.
right? And then you go to standard and multiply. So
Ma'am,
this
but
will create, go ahead.
standard option is not enabled in my laptop. I'm not able to click it.
Standard option is not enabled in your laptop because Madhavi, you are missing steps in between. Is your product price having dollar symbols in front?
No, ma'am.
It is a decimal. It's like 1.2.
It's left aligned.
Say that again.
It's left aligned.
It should not be left aligned. It should be right aligned. It's a number. What is the data type on the top? Is it 1.2 means decimal,
No,
or
it's
is it
ABC
ABC?
text type.
That's why standard is not coming up. So for the
Okay.
cost and this, for both of the things, you need to make it decimal numbers.
Okay, ma'am, got it. Thank
Okay,
you.
standard is going to work on numbers. So if it, like say for example, if I go over here, even my standard will be grayed out.
Okay, ma'am, okay.
All right.
And ma'am, what is the third thing we are trying to achieve
So
other than sales and cost?
and profit, the most important profit. Profit will be
Okay.
sales minus cost.
Sales minus cost. Yeah.
So we'll do the same thing. We will remain in add column. We will have sales. We will have cost. We'll go to standard and this time subtract. So now we have got the profit.
Ma'am, I am getting different value in cost. Uh, I have multiplied. Hello.
You have done what?
I am getting different value in cost, so I have multiply units into the cost.
That's
Uh,
correct. That's fine.
but I am
So,
getting different value in
okay,
that.
just to do a check, for example, let's pick up sales ID 1, 10, and 100. Okay, if you filter for the sales ID 1, 10, and 100, it might be my order and your order is different. That's why
Okay.
you're not able to see the same. So if you pick 1, 10, and 100, where 100 is on the top for me, then 10 and 1,
Okay.
this is my price and cost. Can you match it?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Excuse me, ma'am. After
Yeah, Srishti.
selecting units and product price, what we have to do?
Then you will go to this thing called standard. Once you click on it, what do you want to do with unit and price? You want to multiply. Correct? So under standard, you will get an option of multiplying. So if I select these two, standard, and I want to multiply. But make sure you do it with add column.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Piyush, your answers are matching with mine?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right,
Thank you.
perfect. I knew that the order difference might be there. All right. So we have three new columns, sales, we have got cost, and we have got the profit. If you're done, let me know. We'll proceed. Yeah, Sanvi, Shaurya, Vanshika, Sanvi,
Ma'am, I'm
Shubhangi.
not,
Yes.
ma'am, I'm
Yes,
not
Rakhi.
able to subtract cost from sales.
Why? What is it giving you?
The standard is not coming again. What?
Standard is not coming, but your sales is in 1.2 and cost is 1.2.
Yeah, same.
Same. And you
Yeah,
selected only two of them.
yeah, both are selected.
Both are selected. When you click on standard, it's not showing up anything.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So tell me one more thing. Because this standard is also in transform. Are you in transform column or you're
No,
in add column?
I'm in add column.
In add column is not coming. Can you share your screen very quickly with me?
I don't think I'm able to share my screen since I'm on phone and I'm doing that on my laptop.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah.
Just take a photograph and send in the WhatsApp group. And Sonia, if you could help me with this, if you could pass the image to me.
Uh, can I start video and show it through video?
Okay, let's try. It's not very easy to see that video. All right, I'll have to pin you.
Here.
Okay, I see you have selected both, correct?
Yeah.
And one second. Mm, full screen. Okay, and go to add column on the top.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
First, go to add column on the top, home, and then you have transform and add column, right? In the menu. So first
I'm in
click,
add column.
you're in add column and this is all
Yeah.
disabled. Okay. Can you click outside once? So any cell. Click on any other value. Don't select the columns. Okay. Now add column is visible and standard is also working.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you repeat the process for me?
We have to do it with control, right?
First select sales, then control, then cost.
Okay. Sales.
Hmm.
Wait 1 second.
Sure.
It's done. Sorry.
Done. All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm not able to find add column. Tarandeep, add column. You're in Power Query, right? And on the top, you will see home, transform, and then add column. Tarandeep, did you find it? Tarandeep, yes, no? Okay, once this thing is done, so I'm not taking any.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Ma'am, what is the profit coming for sales ID 1? I just want to check. Sales ID 1.
Okay, sales ID 1. Sales ID 1 is my first row, so that's coming out to be 3.
I'm getting different answer, ma'am.
Would you want to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Just a second. Ma'am, I think that I can't share my screen.
Is it 1 second? Let me take care of that. You can share all participants. You can try once again.
Okay, ma'am. Is it visible?
It is coming up. Okay, for the first one, you have profit as move that side 1. Move
One.
on the right side. Unit is 1. Cost is this. Uh, it has to be 3, right? 12 minus 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Price. What is this price? How is this price 129? What did you do over here?
Okay, ma'am. I multiplied that with unit. Okay, sorry.
It's not with
Mm.
unit, it's something else only. We can double check. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you how to understand also where we went wrong. So for example, over here, you multiplied, let's say multiplication. So once you go on these applied step, so it is showing me you did product cost into units. So this is correct.
Yes,
Then I'll
ma'am.
go to the next multiplication. Over here, you did cost into price. That's the problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to be on the safer side, we'll just go ahead and delete this. It is going to affect everything else. So hold on. Want to delete? Yes, I want to delete. I know it's going to affect everything. That's okay. Don't worry. And we want units and we want product price. And then we want multiply. So it's going to ask me, do you want to insert a step? Yes, I want to insert a step. Now that we have inserted it. All right. Now rename the step. Done. Price. Is this price? Yeah. A sales. Don't call it price. That's a confusion then. This is sales. Correct?
Okay.
And insert this. Yes, insert it. And then we did subtraction. And then you renamed it. And now we can go and check quickly your product's profit is coming correct or not. Profit is wrong. Why? Insert. Oh, because I renamed it. It is for profit subtraction. Okay, we'll do this one once again. No, wait, cancel. We'll go to insert subtraction. I think it's written price. I just have to make it sales. Let's see if it works. Error doesn't want to go today. So let's just redo it once. And whenever you filter, you have to make sure you unfilter it. Like I can see your filtered rows are there,
Okay.
right? So what you did was sales. First you need to select sales, then the cost, standard, and subtract. And this
Okay.
is coming out to be 3 now. Fine?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Now that we have done with all this, Palandeep also found that columns. Let's move on. Now we want to um, close and apply. On the right below the file, you should see something called close and apply. So close and apply. What this essentially does is whatever changes you brought to the data, like we got some data to the other table, we calculated some new columns, all that is getting applied over here, right? It will take some time to load. I wouldn't mind done once your data is loaded and you're back in a Power BI so that I know when to proceed. Once it's up, close and apply and the data gets loaded. Like right now, I'm back in. So Diti, what you need to do is you are in Power Query, right? You are on this window where we created that merge, we subtracted and all those things. All that stuff is done, Dipti? That
Yes,
merge
ma'am.
calculation column done. Okay. Now you want to close and apply. So right below your file, you will see this word close and apply. Do you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Just click on it. That's it. Jatin, Aryan, Tarandeep, all good? Manish?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Done? So I have one, two, three. Three dones. Power BI does take a little bit more time depending on how big your data is. Vanshika, Shaurya, Abhishek. Naman, Kushal. Rakhi done. All right. Could you please repeat the after calculating profit? After calculating profit, the only thing I did was I went ahead and closed on the top underneath the file, you should see the word close and apply. Are you able to see close and apply? Right below file. Not on my screen, but on your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just click on that.
Ma'am, I am unable to apply the changes. They are
What
saying,
is it saying?
can I share my screen?
Sure. Okay. That's okay. Click on apply changes. I think it's still not done. That's okay. Apply changes. It's loading. Current operations cancelled because another operation is in transaction failed. Okay. Once I do that, towards the very end, it has created a new column, and this is essentially my sales. One second. Somebody is on YouTube. And the price, and multiply that, right? Once both of them mute. Guys, can you all mute? Or I can mute you all. Mute.
Why we
Mute.
have used the product
Okay.
price?
Okay. Um. Okay. Let's see. Can you click on this things, transform data? Did a new window open up? Aparna?
No, ma'am, I am unable to click on that.
You're unable to click on that. Why? Um, the data is not getting loaded. Give up remote access. Now try if you're able to click on the transform data. I don't see the cursor moving. Your cursor is also not moving.
Actually, I am unable to see the full screen. Let me see.
Let me do one thing. Let me stop sharing so that you can see your entire screen. Once you're in Power Query, share your screen once again.
Okay.
Okay, so the problem is over here, and hence it's giving you a error in the front. Okay, can you give me a remote access once again? Okay, now let's see. Let's see the other product. You've already fixed it, it seems. You've got the cost and the price. You've got the sales, units, product price, cost. Okay, we don't need this then. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this as it is, it's not helping us and we don't need it. You already have a product. And now let's try close and apply under home. Let me know if it worked.
Wait for a minute. I'm checking.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Done. Thank you so
It
much.
works. You're welcome. All right. Now, let's move on to the very important part called data models. Okay. Now, what is a data model? I have in my sales table product ID, I have in my sales table the location, but I don't have the product name. So I would really want the product name also to come. So in the backend, in the modeling part, we have to connect our tables to one another. Now, since this is a small data set, not too many tables are there. If you see in the backend, you don't have to do anything, it's already done. In the backend, everything has been put over here. In fact, store, city, and location we never needed because we could have got from here through the data models. But anyways, this is called a data model. And why is this important? Because I want to pick some information from one table, pick another information from another table, and then visualize. And where do we visualize? We are going to visualize on the report view. That's the first part over here. Now we're going to start building the visualization. So first question that I'd asked was location-wise sales and location-wise profit. So let's create a tree map. And if I click OK, and this is what a tree map is. So under visual gallery, under home, visual gallery, you will see tree map. So click on it. Once you have got this visualization, now what we have to do is we have to drop the fields over here to draw. So if I want to create a tree map with locations and sales, so in category, when you click on add data, let's type location. So I can get the store locations. And I want the value to be total sales. Sales is also sitting in this table. I'm going to look for the word sales. And there you go. So we've got sales by location, right? Now, how to read a tree map? In order to read a tree map, for getting the visuals, okay, you can't see the visual gallery. Okay, you are on the old version. So, you see over here, there should be a window called visualization in which you will have these symbols just like I have it in the drop down. Do you guys see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So from that visual panel that you have, pick tree map. Are you able to find it? So you don't have a drop down, you have a panel. I might not be able to revert to the old one. One second. Let's see. Feature, inject interaction. Okay. Okay, let me just save and then work on it. Otherwise, I'll lose all my work. Okay, now my screen, your screen should look the same so that there's no confusion. All right. Now it looks the same, right? You guys have this visualization, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So how do we work over here? So you're going to select this tree map. Once you've selected the tree map, now you have to drop the fields over here by which you want to create a chart. So on the extreme right, you see the data and you see all the three tables. So we can go to the sales table and I want the store location to be there. So over here, I have my category, details, and value. I will drop store location in the category and I'll drop sales into the value. And then you should be able to create the tree map. Let me know once done. So how to read a tree map? The way you read a tree map is it gives you in a hierarchy. Whatever is the highest is the biggest area. So which one is the highest? So the store location with the highest sales?
Downtown.
Downtown.
Downtown. Which has the least sales?
Airport.
Airports. Correct. And in order to read the numbers, what we call as the data labels, we are going to go to format over here. And over here, data labels, we are going to turn it on. So I can see downtown is about 8.22 million and airport is 1.29 million. So can we take a decision based on this? Where to open the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Let's do one more thing. Okay,
Cost भी
why
देखनी
I'm
पड़ेगी.
saying, say that again?
And we have to look for the cost also.
Not
in
really
that
the cost. We have to look for the profits. We have to look one more thing, that is how many airports are there. So for example, the best part of a Power BI is I can copy and I can paste. So I'm going to copy paste another tree map. So first look at my screen, then you guys can do it. And in this visual, what I want is I don't want sum of sales. I want to find out how many locations are there in under each. So for finding the location under each, I can again drop store locations in value. Right? It is doing count of store locations and I want a distinct count. No, what is this giving me? Store locations. Let's put, where is this? Store IDs. Store ID. Store ID in the value. Something doesn't add up. Count of store IDs per location. Distinct. Now it adds up. Okay. So once you drop the store ID, it's counting, but this is a sales data, which means at one store multiple time transactions have happened, right? So once I dropped it over here, I want to make sure I'm doing a count distinct, means finding unique number of stores. So now if you see, this is 8.22 million, but there are 29 stores. And this is 1.29 million, and there are only 3 stores. Make sense? This is a bigger number. Why? Because the number of stores are also more. So that doesn't mean downtown is actually doing very good. We will not be able to figure it out till we find an average. Make sense?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
no, maybe? Yes?
Yes, yes.
So I'm going to create one more, copy paste, slide it on the side. And over here, just move it. And over here, instead of getting the total sales, what I would like to do is find the average sales. So how do we find the average sales? I'm going to get rid of this, drop my sales. And instead of sum of sales, click over here and find the average. So now what is the decision? Whose average sales is higher? Downtown? Whose average sale is higher,
Airport.
guys? Is it
Airport.
downtown?
Airport.
It's the airport. So which is a wise idea now? To open in downtown or airports?
Airports.
Airports. So when you're looking at sales alone, it was looking very nice. But when you look at the number of stores that you have, that's 7 times more than what you have at the airports. Hence, it looks so glorified. But actually, average sales is higher for airports. And if you look at profits, we should also look at profits. You will see it's comparable. Okay. So that's why where should we open? Our first choice should be to open at the airports. But it's not necessary that I can open 100 stores at the airport. So we need to figure out, okay, in Mexico, how many airports are there? Which one are the busy ones? And first choice should be to open at an airport. Where should be your second choice?
Commercials.
Commercials. Again, the same issue. This is almost double of commercial, correct? And if you double it up over here also, you will see you are going to
Sales
get the
near.
same similar sales, right? So we should open first at airports, second choice should be commercial. Interesting. Never fall for one single number. One single number will never tells you a story. Let me know once you're done.
Ma'am, can you please tell that in sum of sales, what did you added in values?
In sum of sales, I added the sales. First, I added sales. In the second one, I added count distinct of store ID. And in the third one, I've put average. See, understand one thing, visualizations are not only about creating charts. It has to do with finding insight. So if you just create charts and say, okay, this is what I've given you, I'm an analyst, it doesn't really, it's not going to help you. So if you're an analyst, once you've done this work, your output, your insight has to be there that, even though downtown is giving me higher revenue right now, it's because of the more number of stores. But if you look at average sales, airports and commercials have more average sales. Hence, we should open the first choice is airport, second choice is commercial. So analyst will tell that kind of story. A data guy will only make these three charts and send it to the boss. How to get the number on the tree map? Once you've selected your visual, right? Select any one visual and you will go to format. So this is build visual. We'll go to format and over there turn on the data labels. Copy paste is simple. Select it, Control C, Control V, copy paste.
Ma'am, in my map, I'm getting so many numbers. Like, I'm not getting like this downtown, commercial, residential.
What did you drop? Store location or the city?
Store location.
Store ID or the location, the word location?
Okay.
Probably ID. That's why you're saying I'm getting a lot of numbers. Is it fixed?
Trying to do.
Okay. Aparna, did it work?
Trying to do it, ma'am.
Okay. All you need to do is the visual that you had created and you put store ID, cross it off, and then bring store location into it. Any ideas? What should we do for categories?
Done, ma'am. Thank you.
Done? All right. For categories, we're going to do something similar, but not this chart. We'll use a different type of charts. Models are not showing numerical value like millions. Models, Oh, you mean these are tree maps. These are not models. You mean you are getting a bigger value, right, rather than 8.22 million? Is it, Krish? So again, all these things are basically into formatting. So if once you select your visual and you go to this symbol of format, over here, you will see under data labels, we have the display unit. So I typically leave it at auto, but in case in auto also it's not coming, then you can click over here and make it millions. But I would prefer auto. Krish, is it clear? Okay. Now, what are we going to create in order to understand sales, profits, units? Three things I want to understand about product category. How much is the sales? Like I said, one single number doesn't give you the story. So I want to see the sales, I want to see the profits, and I want to see the units sold. So for this one, I am going to make you create something called a 100% stacked bar chart. So once you click on 100% stacked bar chart, you have to add few things like y-axis, x-axis, and what will be the legends. So this is your y-axis. I'm not going to drop anything in the y-axis. I'm going to drop my sales into the x-axis so that it creates a single bar. Now this bar that it has created is showing 0 to 100%. Now I want to divide this 0 to 100% into categories. So from here, I don't have the product category. So I'll go to the product table and drop product category in the legends. As soon as I do this, now you will see you are getting this value over here. And just like how we did under format in the previous one, data labels, we are going to turn it on. Now, since my data labels are there, I can actually get rid of the x-axis because it's not giving me any value addition, right? And for your um, data labels as well. When you say in percentage, you don't have to be so precise that this is 35.26. So in under the data labels, we are going to work with decimal places under value, and we are going to make this 0. So I can see art and craft is 19%, electronics is this much, games is orange, sports, and so on and so forth. So how did I create this? You want to know once again? Now probably you can do it with me. I'm going to squeeze it up a little bit. And I'm going to start afresh. So this is 100% stack bar, not stack bar. It's a 100% stack bar. Once you create it, in the x-axis, this time I will drop the quantity or the units. And whatever I want to look at in terms of units is again product category. So product categories and product table. So now you see the beauty of the models. Even though product category is not in sales, I'm able to use it. So this is your units sold. And we'll do, so once you've done this formatting on one, you can essentially copy paste. So don't have to do it again and again. So this is done, copy paste, create the next one. Just going to overlap it a little bit and remove my legends from here because it's already on the top. And all I have to do is move this sum of sales and drop in units, right? Similarly, we will do for profit also. Let's do it, guys. So this is done. Let me know once you're done.
Ma'am, how did you manage to put these number inside the chart?
That's called a data label. So once you select, go to format and look for data labels.
Okay.
Ma'am, what is the third aspect we are taking?
Profit, unit, and sales.
Okay.
So the first one is profit, then we have units, and then we have the sales. Ideally, we would want to put a proper label over here. Do this thing, then we'll check. And let me see time wise how we are doing. 145, 145. This might not go 145. That's it. Not going to get too much into the design part today. It's going to be very difficult to cover everything. Just trying to do the bare minimum to at least making look decent. So people are done, Vanshika and Sumit. What is your analysis? What kind of categories should we introduce more in our store? So we said we are going to open an airport and commercial, and what kind of categories are we focusing on?
We should focus on toys.
You should focus on toys, and the reason being more sales, more profit.
The units are
Yes.
less and the profit,
Yes,
sales
ma'am.
and profit is more. And whereas
Correct.
in other categories, the
So,
unit and sales and profit is less comparative.
Right. So, for example, art and craft, unit sold is high, but in terms of profit, it's not that great. So, toys is one, and anything else that catches your eye. Remember that companies don't run based on sales or revenue, they run based on profit. What else is giving you profit?
Electronics.
Electronics. Very good. So, even though sales, in terms of sales, it's very less, 16%, right? And the units are sold also less, but in terms
Yes.
of profits, it's a good profit. It's
The
25%
profit
profit.
margin is high in electronics.
Electronics. And we all know that it's true, right? We're going to buy one phone, which costs us a lot, and definitely no art and craft can compete with that. So, in terms of electronics and toys, would be a good choice to push in the new stores, right? All right. Done?
Uh, fine. There are percentages coming inside the
There will be percentages, correct? How it is coming, Unnati? You're asking me how?
yes. Like I
So,
am getting percentages, you are getting whole numbers.
I'm getting percentage, 35%.
Yeah, I am. Sorry,
You're getting decimals.
yeah, I am getting this.
Okay. So once you select your visual and you go to format, type in search decimal so that you're able to reach faster. And under values, make your decimal places as 0. Got it?
Yes, I got.
Okay. All right, let's wrap it up. What we need to do is, I'm going to shift this down. I want to give a title. Not everything got selected. 1 second, Control Z. Oops. Okay, Control A. And then, no, Control A. And then let's try to shift everything down. Okay, I still need more place for the title to be there. So one thing is I want to put a title on the top. Another thing now is just more of a aesthetic part, color combinations and all those. If you want to change, you can go to view. There are various themes. Let's say if you want to apply this theme, it changes. Whatever theme you want under view, you can go ahead and change the colors, that color combination. Don't like this one. No. Or you can get your own themes. Always. Okay, I like this one better. So I'll go ahead with this theme. And I want a title on the top. And I want this to be a little more visible. So I'll just do it for one chart so that you know how to do for rest of them. So once I select a visual, this is all formatting. So you will always find it under formatting part. And under general, you will see the title is there. Now the title says sum of sales by store locations, not very nice. So just sales, we can just say sales by store location. And right now it's hardly visible. So I don't want the underscore there. I just want to increase the size to, let's say, 15 and probably change the color also. So I don't want gray, I wanted a black color, or rather a blue color would look nice. So now it looks nice, right? And the same thing I can do on others, but recommendation would be apply it on one, copy paste so that your work reduces, right? I want to put a title. How do you put a title on the top? You will go to insert, and then over here on the top you have text box. Once you click on it, it opens up, and over here we can do new store location study, right? I can select this, increase the font size, let's say 16, bring it down a little bit, make it bold. And if I want to fill this with something, I can go to effect, give a background color to it, probably not white, but let's say I want to give a gray color and then move it up. Okay. So all these things come under your formatting. So this is done. Next, and the very last thing we want to do, it's already 7:45, is I want to put some KPI cards over here. What are KPI cards? Basically, they are the main cards based on which a person is able to understand the business better. So if I'm talking about the new store locations, I would like to also find out, okay, how many locations I have as of now. And I would also like to know what has been my total sales. I would like to know what has been my total profit so far, and so on and so forth, right? So how do you create these cards? This is the place where the cards are kept. This is a KPI card. Once you click on it, all it does is it will allow you to add a value over here. Like I said, I want to find how many stores are there. Stores I can find through store ID. So I can go to the store data. These are the store IDs. When I drop them, I get one. Why? Because these are text. But I don't want the first one. I want to count it. So I can always go over here and say count. So I have 50 store locations as of now. Okay. This is one. Now let's say another one I want to get is my total sales. So same process, copy paste. Once formatting is done, I want to remove this and bring in sales. And there you go, right? Now let's say I also wanted to tell that which store is doing good and which store location is doing bad. Not location, but exactly which store is doing good. So for that, what I can do is I have to drop what in my card? What should I drop in my card? So don't worry about this thing. This is on YouTube also. As soon as I end, this will be live on YouTube. So if you're missing few steps right now, it's okay. You can always go back and do it, right? So over here, if I want to find out which store location is doing the best, what should I drop here? You want to see the name, right? So I would like to see the store name.
Or
Store name. Very good, Sumit. So I want to drop the store name. But this again, what it does, it gives me the first name in the list. But I don't want the first name in the list. I want to get the name of the store which is giving me highest sales. So for this, we are going to use filters. And in the filters, in visual on filter on this visual, I would put the sales, right? And I will say I want to find the top N. I want to find the top one. Top, what do you say? No, I'm not going to put the sales, my bad. So I'm going to put the store name once again because what I want is to get the store name. Okay, over here. And in the filtering, I'll go for top N and I'll say I want the top store based on sales. So I'm going to drop sales and apply. So this store is doing the exception. This store is getting me the maximum sales. And if I wanted to find which store is giving me maximum profit, we will just copy and paste this thing, right? And instead of sum of sales, this time we'll drop the profits and click apply. So it's the same, right? The store which is giving me highest sales and highest profit is Toys in Cinco de Mexico 2. Got it? Right? And then formatting for the labels and all. So what all did you do today? You did a lot. I don't know if I overburden you guys, but you did a lot. So you went, connected the data, you went to Power Query, you did concepts of merge, you figured out the data types, and then you did modeling, then you did visualization. Under visualization, you learned how to work with tree maps, then you worked with 100% stack bar, and then you did cards. And then we did a little bit of filters also on the towards the end. So in short, this is our story of new store location. Where the cards are kept, probably we can reduce the font and give a small area where we can put the action items that airports and commercials should be the places to open. Focus should be electronics and toys because they are not only giving us higher sales, but also giving us highest profit. Done? Any questions? I hope it was fun. Want more sessions? I know this is so interesting, and there are a lot of aspects of Power BI, like the AI part of Power BI, the analytics portion in Power BI. Then we have something called DAX, in which what I did with you today is merge. Merge is also something we try to avoid. We kind of try to relate the tables and do the calculations without creating additional columns into it. So I hope you enjoyed it. And over to Sonia. And I would love if you guys, connect with me on LinkedIn. I will just share quickly my LinkedIn ID with you. And if, the best part would be if you show me the products that you've created, that would be the best part. If I could see what products you have created and tag us over there on LinkedIn or tag me on LinkedIn, and I would love to see what you guys did with the data. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed. And over to Sonia. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Any problem that you face during this particular case study, particular workshop, if you want to ask questions, I'll be more than happy to help you on LinkedIn. Okay. All right. Sonia?
Ma'am, please provide the access. I want to share my screen.
Yeah, you can.
So, hi everyone. Hope you all like the session with Eeshani ma'am and learn a lot. So, we have customized the program. Actually, we have created a customized program for DTU. So, what it includes, through that you'll be learning more in-depth things. So, what will it includes? It will teach you Power Excel. Now, Power Excel will includes Power Query and Power Pivot. That will be very helpful for the business houses. Many business houses will be using this Power Query and Power Pivot, and ma'am has also explained the things between the session. So then we'll be teaching you a data visualization using Power BI. We will be learning creating a dashboards. And as ma'am told that there's a lots of things to be covered in Power BI that we all teaching you in that program. Then we'll be teaching you storytelling with data. So where you will be understanding stakeholders and their requirements, identifying KPIs, and creating visualization and dashboards and many more things. Then next comes like no-code AI for productivity. So what no-code AI for productivity basically includes, it's here you will be learning AI in Word, how AI will be using in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and how like integrating Chat GPT in daily tasks.